Hey y'all, I'm James Wright and welcome to my shop. Today we're going to paint a picture about the future and do a little dreaming. Around 4 years ago-ish, I built this bench and I am in love with it. It is exactly what I need for this shop. It's gorgeous. I love working at this bench. The problem is there is no such thing as the forever bench, and eventually I'm going to need to build something else. So I have a few ideas today and I want to pick your brain on a couple things and see if you can help out with something. Number one, my end face vise. This is a twin screw from Veritas and this is awesome. This is a beautiful vise that does most anything I could ever want to do. I can do moxon, I can do end vise, I can do face vise work. I can do everything I want to do on this vise and it is amazing. The only downside is it's slow, and I have spent a lot of my life cranking this in and out. Now, for the price, you really can't beat it. It is a phenomenal vise and has incredible work holding capability. You're just going to spend a little more time cranking. If the world was my oyster and I could do anything I wanted, I would put on here the twin turbo vise from Andrew Klein. I would really love to have that on here. Basically, the only big difference is it would move a little bit faster and it would look really cool. But those are important things, right? The problem I have is I need a longer distance from the face to the first leg. Having a longer overhang means I can have longer screws in there. And I'm kind of working around that with this one in that my screws are going over the stretcher and it works okay. But if I want to put the vise from Andrew Klein on here, I need a longer distance. The problem with that is if I move this leg in farther, then because my bench is only 5 foot long, it's going to be heavy towards the vise end and it makes it a little bit more unstable. And so I would really need to make a bigger bench to put that vise on and do it right. But then the problem is my whole shop is only 10 foot wide. So, yeah, if I put much bigger than this, I'm not going to have any working space on the end. I really need to have that full length. Now, if this wasn't for videoing, I'd probably run the bench this way and I could do a longer bench. I used to have an 8 foot long bench that I ran that way, and that would work well, except for then I wouldn't be able to shoot videos. I want a better vise, but that means I need a bigger bench. But that means I need a bigger shop. And this has gotten me dreaming, and it's been rolling around in the back of my ears. But then this last week at the MWTCA meet, I came across this monstrous, beastly thing. Oh my, yeah. This is a pattern maker's vise. To be specific, this is an Oliver. And it is just, yeah, this is an amazing vise, and I've wanted one of these for as long as I have been in woodworking. This vise will do everything and anything and so much more. With the caveat of, I probably wouldn't want to use it as my end tail vise. I could, but it's not great for that. Also, I need 24 inches of distance for the screw to work and fully function. And my bench is only 21 inches wide. And if I want to use it on the end, I said the same problem I have with the twin turbo vise. And I really want both. I want this, I want a twin turbo vise, and I want a leg vise, and that way I can show a lot of different things and a lot of different methodologies for woodworking. Man, I could use a bigger bench. So to be completely honest, ever since I built this bench, I've been building the next one in my brain. And I know as soon as I build the next one, I'm going to start building the next one in my brain. It's kind of one of those things where you never hit perfection. You're always trying to build the next bench. I don't know if there ever is such a thing as the forever bench for me. So here's the first question for you. For the next one, I'm playing with the idea of, do I make a bigger bench for this space? Or do I settle, not build a bigger space, and build a smaller bench that can work with this and the Andrew Klein turbo vise? Or do I just build a bigger shop so I can have a better vise? I have designs drawn up for a shop off the side of our house. I've got enough space over here for a 20 by 30 shop, which for hand tools would be incredibly huge. But it would be big enough I could actually do a few classes in here. And I could have my bench over here, and I could have a couple more benches over here, and we could actually teach things and work together. I could have all of my foot-powered tools along this wall. And I'm getting goosebumps because this could be so cool. The problem though is always money. I hate money. The nice thing about that space for the shop is I could maintain the small shop atmosphere that I have here, and I really like that in the videos. But I want to have a few more foot-powered tools that I can show off. I want to have a space that I can hold classes and actually teach some things in person. And there's a lot of other things that I could do with that I just can't do down here because this space is tight. Yeah, it's a little bigger than a lot of people have, but if I'm doing videos, this is not a great studio. So that's my dream, and if everything comes together, I might be able to make it next summer. It means I have to be able to get the loan, and there's a bunch of other things that have to fall into place, and it's kind of a pipe that I'm gonna have to stare down to shoot this thing, but it could happen. And if it does, that means I need to start working on the bench I want for that space now, because, well, that thick a bench top really needs a lot to cure. Which brings us back full circle to the bench. For the next bench that I want to build, I want to make it out of a solid monolith piece of white oak or live oak or something very similar to that. And so that means I need to find a slab of white oak or live oak that is 24 inches wide, at least, so I can fit the vise in, and is 8 feet long by 3 to 4 inches thick. That's a lot of oak. Yeah, that means I have to find a tree that's around 5 foot in diameter that I can pull one board out of. And those are very, very, very hard to find and exceedingly rare. I've been talking to a bunch of sawyers I know, Matt Cremona and many others, and it's one of those things where you're looking for that needle in a haystack somewhere in the United States. And so if you know of anyone who has access to a board that big or a tree that they're going to be cutting down, I'm very, very interested in that. And I'm willing to drive a long distance because that's something I can't normally find most places. Whenever you're making something like this, you're going to have to make some concessions. If I had my druthers, I would make it out of white oak or live oak, quarter sawn, 24 inches by 8 foot long by 4 inches thick. I think that would be absolutely awesome, but I'm probably going to have to make some concessions because finding that specific of a board, it's not going to be easy. So crowdsourcing the information here, but if you know of anyone who would have a bench top that would fit that characteristic, let me know. Because we all know in the good book of With All Precision Possible, plate 11 is a solid monolith top. It is not a split top, but it's pretty hard to find trees that grow like that anymore. So I'm starting to look at the future of Wood by Wright, and I want to offer a few more things. Do I need bigger vices, bigger benches, and bigger shops? No. Is that really going to crank out better videos? No. But there are a few things that I can show on these that I can't show without them. As well as having a bigger shop means that I can help more people, I can do classes, there are lots of other things that I can do in there that I can't do in here. So I'm playing with the old question of what can I do and what can I not do? And so that's why I'd love to know your thoughts on the matter. Number one, should I settle and build a more simple, smaller bench that I can use in the shop that gives me these vices and I stay in here for a while? Should I really look into the financing to build a bigger shop and then in case build a bigger bench? Do you know of anyone who has a slab that I could make a really good bench with? Or should I just settle and do another laminated bench like I've done for all of the others? These are all the questions I'd like to crowdsource. I have my ideas of what I would like to know, but I'd love to hear what you guys want to know because you're the reason I'm here. You guys are the whole purpose for Wood by Wright. I know I sit here and talk to a camera, but I'm doing that for you, and I really want to know what do you want so that I know where I should go. Because Wood by Wright isn't a shop. Wood by Wright isn't a bench. Wood by Wright isn't a person. Wood by Wright is the community of people and helping you guys out, seeing what we can do so that we can all do better woodworking and have more fun in our shop. So let me know your thoughts down below. Wow, this is transitioning into an outro really quickly, isn't it? So lots of fun ideas coming out in the future, and I'm really looking forward to where this is going. I don't know when or if or what, but things are starting to shake together to make this a little bigger than just a guy in his basement. And I want to keep that guy in his basement feel in the videos, but have the offerings and capabilities that come with a bigger channel. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Let me know those down below. It does help out the channel. Thank you for that. Anytime you hit like, comment, share, subscribe, and you put comments down below, it helps us get in front of more people and helps the channel grow. So thank you. As well as the patrons on Patreon, everyone scrolling over here on the side, they are the ones who are literally keeping this channel going and allowing me to do these things that bring more content to the channel. So thank you for that. If you'd like to find out more about Patreon, there's links to it down below, or you can click the join button down below and become a member here on YouTube. We have special perks for both with behind the scenes videos and monthly hangouts and things like that. So if you want to find out more about that, well, you know what to do. I think that'll do it for now. And until next time, have a wonderful day. So come with me and we'll see a world of pure imagination.